Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Urshan. This week we are doing another subscribers contest entry. This is for Anthropomantic Fiend and his 300 subscribers contest. So congratulations on getting to 300 subscribers. That's awesome. I love your channel. He's a great guy. He's rather new to YouTube. He's only 18 years old, and his knowledge of horror is very, very impressive, especially on classic horror, which I just love, Also a big fan of heavy metal, so we definitely have that in common for sure. So yeah, I will have the link to his original video in the description below, so definitely check out his channel, subscribe to his channel, like his videos. Just an awesome channel. So here we go. This is my contest entry. The Fiend asks 4 questions in his subscribers contest. Number 1 is, who is your favorite vampire character in any media? Doesn't necessarily have to be movies. It can be video games, any kind of media. So I am going to go with movies, and I'm going to go with Dracula, who of course originated through the novel by Bram Stoker. And there's been so many various incarnations in media, period, not just movies. But I am going to go with these movies right here, and that is the original Dracula from Universal Pictures, starring Bela Lugosi as the Count, and of course Horror of Dracula, which is from Hammer Films from 1958, starring Christopher Lee as Count Dracula. Either one is just absolutely phenomenal. And I love the character of Dracula. I love the history of the character, throughout the years, I love the original novel by Bram Stoker. He's just the king of all vampires. He's the vampire in which all vampires must be measured, And yeah, just love the character, amazing, and I love seeing the various incarnations and the history of the character, Just awesome stuff, and I love those movies right there I just mentioned, are 2 of my favorite horror movies ever. Number 2 is, what is your favorite zombie movie and why? So I'm definitely going to go with Dawn of the Dead, the original classic from 1978, directed by George Romero. Definitely an absolute zombie classic. Need I say more? It's just legendary. There's so many iconic scenes in Dawn of the Dead that just stick with you. They're embedded in your brain. That's how classic this movie is. An absolutely phenomenal, epic zombie film. I love the setting in the mall. Such a great setting for zombie carnage, and there's plenty of zombie carnage in Dawn of the Dead. You got the awesome gore effects by the great Tom Savini. You have the brilliant direction by George Romero. You got all the, political kind of subtext in there, social commentary. You got some great humor in there. On top of the carnage, you got an awesome soundtrack by Goblin. Just a phenomenal movie and so memorable. Number 3 is favorite movie that has nothing to do with horror. And I kind of had a hard time thinking about that because there's so many great movies that I just love that aren't horror. You get into like sci-fi, action, drama. So it's hard to narrow it down to just one film, but I'm going to pick A Few Good Men. Absolutely phenomenal movie with an incredible cast, led by Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland. They're all absolutely excellent in this movie. I love a good courtroom drama, and to me there's no better courtroom drama than A Few Good Men. I watch Law and Order all the time, so I don't know, I guess I just like the law and stories about the law and courtroom stuff. I've always loved that, and it's such a thrilling film. We all know that classic courtroom scene between Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson's character, you can't handle the truth. It's so incredible. It's unforgettable. I just love the whole story of it. It's kind of a secluded story, but really well told, and just the acting is off the hook, you know. Incredible movie, great direction, love everything about it. It's thrilling and it's gripping, and it's the tension in the courtroom is amazing. Number 4 is, who is your favorite band and why? So for me, that is going to be the Mighty Slayer. Absolutely incredible band. I mean, they're just infamous. Yeah, I got into Slayer sometime in the 90s. I think with the Divine Intervention album was when I really started getting into them. I had known about them before, but Divine Intervention was the first album that I bought where I just really started getting into them. Then I went into the whole back catalog and just fell in love completely. Just an amazing band, so heavy, so intense. I love the dark lyrics, the aggression of it, you know. It's just raw aggression, especially if you listen to that early stuff like Hell Awaits, and that raw power and aggression. And then you got the phenomenal Rain and Blood. They had such a string of classics there, you know. Just amazing stuff. Seasons in the Abyss. You got that twin guitar attack of Jeff Hanneman and Kerry King, which is just amazing, insane guitar solos back to back, you know. It's like a wall of sound, you know. And you got those insane vocals from Tom Araya there. It sounds like the devil or something, you know. To me, Slayer just represents everything that's great about metal, you know. I don't think there's a band that represents metal in general better than Slayer, you know. We got the dark lyrics, the intense guitar sound, the heavy lyrics and riffs, the dark lyrics, you got the satanic imagery and stuff. That they just go there. They don't care, you know. They'll talk about anything. Nothing is taboo, you know. They're just extreme, and I love it. I love Slayer. They're absolutely brilliant. I've seen them so many times in concerts, and unfortunately they retired this past year. But luckily I did get to go to one of the last shows on that final tour, you know, so that was excited. I got to, you know, get my send-off from Slayer. So, alright guys, that's it for my contest entry. So congratulations again, Anthropomantic Fiend. And thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.